welcome to another gentle and intentional yoga class. I've got a great little class planned today, and I'd love for you to join me today. So find a nice space in your home, a little nook, a little corner of the house that feels spacious and safe to you. And we can start on the floor. You can lie down or you can sit up on blankets, a pillow, a cushion, anything to help lift your seat and broaden your heart. Feel those shoulders roll down the back. And taking some really deep cleansing breaths in and out. You can relax your hands in your lap or take your hands to your thighs, palms up or down, whatever works for you today. And just begin to breathe in and out, nice and slow. If you're feeling uncomfortable, you can change your position. You can take one foot in front of the other. You can straighten a leg out, or you can try lying down on your back, feet on the floor, knees up. But we will continue to try and develop a nice meditative state for a few minutes here. So take a really big breath in and a really big breath out. Let it go. Notice if you've got any tension going on in the body and mind. And see if you can cleanse that with your breath. Melting that stress away with a nice and steamy exhale. Big inhale, fill the body up with breath. And maybe exhale out the mouth, letting out a nice deep sigh. A nice audible sigh can be really therapeutic for us. Relax the skin of your face, maybe even closing those eyes if you feel comfortable. And simply witness and follow the breath in and out. Up and down. Notice if there's any distractions happening in the mind, any thoughts, that to-do list that you've got going on. Notice if those are constantly running through the forefront of your mind. And see if you can rid yourself of these distractions, even if it's just for a little bit. I promise you they'll still be there when we close class today. And sometimes in order to cleanse ourselves of these distractions, these thoughts, whatever's weighing on you, we have to actually have them. So feel free to acknowledge thoughts that come to your mind and then sweep them away, let them go, watch them drift away, never to be thought again during class today. Take a few more breaths here. See if you can take your weight back into your seat bones. If you're sitting down, lift the crown of your head. And if you're lying down, you can simply wiggle those shoulders further away from the hips. In this way, we can manually lengthen our own spine, alleviating pressure off the vertebrae and just letting ourselves be tall. A few more steady breaths here, just keeping it flowing, focusing on the breath, pulling in and out the nose. Every once in a while, letting out a nice sigh out the mouth. Beautiful meditation. Great job. It's not easy. Abiding in the silence and creating an atmosphere of peace and calmness around you. Good luck. Big breath in, fill the whole body up with breath. Big breath out. Big breath in, fill the whole body up with breath. Big breath out, let it go. One more, big breath in, and a big breath out. Continuing to breathe non-stop for the rest of class. We'll close meditation bringing our hands to prayer at heart center to seal in an intention or a prayer or a dedication that you might want to make today. So if there's any healing that you're working on, send your thoughts towards those areas and places of the body and mind that might need a little bit more care and attention today. And if you're feeling neutral today and you don't have a lot going on, good for you. And maybe dedicate your practice to a loved one or imagining your favorite place, a place that brings you calmness and peace. And we'll just seal our meditation in with this prayer hands Anjali Mudra. Maybe bowing the chin a little bit to the chest. And finally, maybe even sealing it with a kiss of the thumbs to the forehead. Full bow. Beautiful. All right, first pose. Let's take the soles of our feet together, knees wide for bound angle or butterfly pose. And get comfortable here. So if you were lying down, make your way up. Again, blankets and pillows are very helpful. And we'll just find our comfort here, finding a tall spine. Take a relaxing breath in and out and let the limbs of the legs get heavier and heavier. You may want to adjust the feet to be further away from you if you're feeling really tense and tight in the hip flexors. We want to see as much as we can let go here. Okay, we're going to take our right hand out all the way to the side, extending that right arm out, and take your left ear to the left shoulder. You can relax the left arm completely and maybe even wiggle those fingertips a bit. So we're stretching out the right side of our neck. Continue to let those thighs be heavy. Notice if you're clenching anywhere. See if you can release that. And then we're just going to draw our chin in towards our chest. Keep lifting the heart. Take a breath in and out. And then inhale, lift your chin up towards the ceiling. Gaze upwards. Just notice a different place in the neck we get to access as we do this. Awesome. We'll take our chin to neutral, bring the right hand back to our lap or our leg here, and we'll go the other way. So right ear to right shoulder, left arm extends out. Big, beautiful stretch, maybe wiggling those fingers a little bit to really open up those pathways and get the energy flowing. Take a relaxing breath in and out. Okay, bow the chin now to the chest. Let the head be heavy. while you keep lifting the heart, stretching through the back of the neck, even through the upper back a little bit, down the back of the shoulder. And then we'll inhale, lift that chin up, keeping that right ear towards the right shoulder. And take the chin up, gaze upwards a little bit, and enjoy a different stretch. Okay, release your arm back down, take the chin to neutral, and lift the heart. I like to grab onto my ankles here and pull my heart up, and then lead with your heart as you hinge over those legs and fold forward, taking a bow. Let the head become nice and heavy when you feel you've reached as far as you can go with a nice long spine. And let the head get heavier and heavier. You can wrap your hands around your feet to warm them up if you're in a cold state like I am. Or you can take your elbows towards the legs, gently pressing down on them. Whatever works for you. We'll take a few more breaths here. This is such a great pose to just surrender into. Let your body just sink into the pose, letting go. Such a good position to melt stress away. Let it roll off your back, down your shoulders. Or I should say, off your shoulders, down your back. Big breath in and out. And then very slowly press the floor away from you. Lift your chest and the shoulders, and then lift your chin, taking a big open heart towards the ceiling. Big breath in and out. Wonderful. We're going to extend both legs forward. Straighten both legs in front of you. And pull those toes up and back. Get a nice stretch through the back of the legs just by lifting those toes towards you. Dandasana, staff pose. We'll just take a moment to try and get comfortable here. This can be challenging in and of itself. So taking a moment in staff pose. We're going to take our right foot slightly to the right now and pull the left heel up and in. Take a breath in, finding a comfortable spot. So yoga is always a princess and the pea situation. If you need to adjust, please feel free to adjust so that you're comfortable, so the poses are sustainable. And we'll take our belly button over the right leg and simply fold over the right leg here for head to knee pose. Taking a gentle bow. We'll take a few big breaths in and out. And then slowly come back up to a nice lifted heart, lifted chin. And then twist towards the left knee, taking your right hand to your left knee, gaze over the left shoulder. A gentle twist. Keep the shoulders stacked perfectly on top of those hips, avoiding any sway or leaning here. Inhale to center, and we'll take staff pose again. Taking staff pose, pulling those toes up and back, finding that neutral position, finding a tall, neutral spine. Big breath in and out. Okay, we're going to take our left leg slightly to the left and pull the right heel up and in. Aim your belly button over the left leg and lead with the heart as you take a gentle bow. You can let that leg press gently down and let the head become heavy as well. Taking a few cleansing breaths. Big breath in and out, let it go. And gently lift the heart, lift the chin, lift the chest. Big breath in. Gaze over the right shoulder now. Right hand comes behind you. Left hand to the right leg. And we twist, keeping the spine tall. Inhale to center. We're going to take staff pose one more time, just for good measure. Taking staff pose. And this time point your toes, flex your feet, point your toes, flex your feet. One more time, point and flex. Beautiful. Take a big breath in and out. Kind of works your core if we're working to be nice and tall. Getting a bit of a core workout in. All right, let's make our way into tabletop now. So I always use my blankets for padding because I have sensitive knees, I guess. So if you want to take something under those knees, it's always helpful, I find. And we'll find our shoulders over our wrists, our hips over our knees. Take a moment in tabletop to find a nice lengthened spine. We can do this by sending our tailbone behind us and the crown of our head in front of us. Big breath in and out. From here, we're going to curl the toes under, lift those hips up and back, coming into downward facing dog. Big stretch in downward facing dog. Maybe walking those feet out, pedaling the knees, and just focusing on lifting your belly up nice and high towards the ceiling, pressing the shoulders towards the feet at the same time. Let the head be heavy. Let it go. Inhale, let's come back to tabletop. Drop the knees back onto your padding if you're using padding, and find tabletop. Keep that weight forward onto those hands, and we're going to shift onto the left knee. You can kick your left foot behind you like a kickstand, and then extend that right leg long. You can come to the instep of the right foot. And then we're going to have a nice strong left hand. If you have sensitive wrists, you can come up onto your fist. And we're going to peel that right arm up high towards the ceiling. And we get to be in this big, beautiful hip and heart opener. Big inhale. Huge opening through the right side body, the right shoulder, the right hip. Exhale, gently come back to table. We can kind of just place ourselves carefully back into this tabletop. Keep that weight nice and on top of the arms. Strong belly. And we'll go to the right leg. So you can kick your right foot back behind you like a kickstand. Take the instep of the left foot to the floor, lining it up with the right knee. Keep your right hand down. You can come to the fist for support. You can even come to a book or a block if you have yoga blocks. And then peel that left arm up high towards the ceiling. Gently open up the hips and the heart. Huge, big opening. Maybe letting out a nice big sigh. Let that head be heavy. Beautiful. And then we can just bend the left arm, the left leg, and safely crawl our way back into tabletop. Crawling back into tabletop. Take a moment here. Feel a nice strong core, strong arms. Curl the toes under, lift the hips up and back. Drop the heels, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Walk it out maybe. Letting out a sigh. Beautiful. Inhale, pull the shoulders over the wrists and come back to tabletop. Keep that weight over the arms. And we're going to thread the needle. So inhale, lift the left arm up nice and high. Exhale, reach that left arm underneath the right arm. Drop the left shoulder and the left side of your head down to the floor. Thread the needle. Big stretch to the back of the left shoulder. You can come up onto the right fingertips to gently press and support your heart upwards. And we'll take a few more cleansing breaths here. Beautiful. Stamp the right hand down and reach the left arm back up. Big inhale. Exhale back to tabletop. Find your neutral spine. Taking a moment, and then we'll take our right arm up nice and high. Exhale, thread the other way. Right arm under the left, right shoulder and the right cheek drop to the floor. Use that left hand for support. And take it easy. Let it go. Gently pressing the back of your arm down into the floor, the back of the right arm down into the floor, lifting the heart. All right, stamp the left hand down, reach the right arm up on a big inhale, and come back to tabletop. Let's just take a few cat-cows to kind of ring it out. Drop the belly, lift the chin, inhale, cow. Exhale, lift the belly, drop the chin, cat. If you want to go through a few more, feel free. Okay, let's curl the toes under, lift up, back to downward facing dog. Awesome job. Keep up the great work, you guys. Pedal those feet. Maybe rise up and down on the tippy toes a few times. Beautiful. All right, let's step the right foot forward towards our hands and then continue with the left leg forward. Inhale, halfway lift, feet hip width apart, knees slightly bent. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Let the torso fall over those legs. Let the head and arms be nice and heavy. You can grab onto your ankles and gently bend the elbows. You can grab opposite elbows here and hang out like a rag doll. And you can just simply rest your hands on the floor, the backs of the hands. If the floor feels really far away from you, a great option is to take a stool or a chair in front of you. Rest your arms and or your head on a chair, support. Doing whatever you need to do to feel safe and protected. Big breath in and out. We'll bend the knees, reach the arms up, look up, upward salute, maybe even finding a little bit of a back bend. So see if by keeping a nice strong core and sending your tailbone down, you can hook your thumbs like you're making a butterfly, and then lean back, look up. Exhale, forward fold. It's not easy to do that. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your left foot back for high lunge for a moment. So keep that back knee lifted. Keep your left hand down on the floor. You can come to the fist or a book. And then we're going to peel the right arm up. Big inhale. Stretching the right side body once again. The right hip. The heart opens. Exhale, the right hand down. Step back, downward facing dog. Great job. Awesome. Inhale, high plank pose, top of a push-up. Exhale, slowly lower, hit the deck. Inhale, press the feet, the knees, the hips down. Lift the heart, cobra pose. Pull the elbows in towards the body. Press the heels of the hands down. Really squeeze those legs and lift the heart. Awesome. And then we get to take a wonderful child's pose. So getting those knees onto padding if you're using it, getting the knees towards you and underneath you, sending the tailbone nice and far down. Hopefully on the heels. If you can't reach the heels, you can always slide a blanket in between your heels and your hips. And then resting your head on the floor. You can even take your head to your stacked forearms or wrists. And settling into a lovely, comfortable child's pose. Returning back to your breath, returning back to any intentions you may have set, any dedications made. Big breath in and out. Let it go. Let your hips be nice and heavy. Let your head be heavy. Let yourself be supported. Okay, let's take downward facing dog again. We're gonna do that sequence on the left leg. So gearing up for one last sequence of a vinyasa flow. We're gonna end up in high lunge with a twist. Getting ready for it, getting mentally prepared. I always like to know what's coming up in a yoga class. It helps me with any fear and anxiety that you might deal with. All right, guys, let's take our left foot forward. Pull that left foot all the way forward. If it has a hard time getting up to the front of your mat towards your hands, you can use your hand to help bring it there. I do that often. And then we'll follow the left foot with the right foot. Feet hip width apart, knees slightly bend as you lift into halfway lift. Pull that belly button up nice and high. Extend the crown of your head towards the front of you. And then exhale, fold, hinging over the legs. Let the arms and head be heavy. Let it go. Shake the head yes and no. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows maybe changing the cross of that elbow grab. And breathing in and out. Bend the knees, reach the arms up, look up, hook those thumbs, and maybe we find a bit of a back bend. Stay nice and strong in your core. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Micro bend in the knees. Exhale, hands plant. Step the right foot back. We come into high lunge. Keep the back knee lifted. Of course, if you want, you can drop the back knee in this pose. I should have given that as an option on the other leg, but always know if it feels safer for you to be more grounded. That's always a great idea, to be more grounded and stable and sturdy. So we'll keep the right hand on the floor here. You can come to the fist, book, block, whatever works. And then we'll take that left arm up nice and high for a big twist. Big inhale. Beautiful. Exhale, the left hand down. Curl those toes under in the back. Step back, downward facing dog. Awesome job. Walk it out. This is our last down dog of class, so enjoy it. Maybe taking a sigh of relief here. Hard work is pretty much over. Physically hard work, I should say. Big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, high plank pose, top of a push-up. Exhale, slowly lower, hit the deck. Let's come all the way down onto our belly. Take your hands towards the feet. And let's just melt into the floor for a little bit. Taking some cleansing breaths in and out, let it go. We might still be holding on to tension. That's okay. Just observe and witness and see if you can let it go here as we settle into the last portion of class, into restorative and relaxing poses. Since we have a cheek to the mat, let's take our other cheek to the mat so that we can be nice and evenly stretched out through the spine. Okay, from here we're going to take our forehead to the floor in front of us. Take your forehead to the floor and then interlace your fingers behind your back. You can rest your hands on the back. Keep your feet pressing down into the floor. And when you're ready, take a deep inhale and lift up the legs and the arms if possible. Patting under those hip bones is very helpful here as well, so having the blanket is not a bad idea. And we'll hold for 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Come all the way down. Take a cheek. Relax. Let the breath flow. Let it go. Let's press back into child's pose now. You can take your hands to the floor beside you. And I'm going to take my knees close together this time instead of wide knees. I'm going to do knees together. round that tailbone down and drop your head. Take your hands towards the feet. And this version of child's pose is really nice on the low back. You may feel compression in the belly with your breath. See if you can respond to that by really expanding, lifting, and opening the back body, the low back, with breath. From here, we're going to sit back on the heels for hero's pose. Virasana, hero's pose. So hopefully we can feel our seat bones on our heels here, and the compression in the ankles and the fronts of the shins always feels really nice to me. So just taking a moment. See if you can relax the shoulders down the back, lift the heart, and lift the crown of the head. From here, we're just going to draw big circles with our head on the ceiling, getting nice stretch through the entire neck, the upper back a little bit. Let it go. Change the direction of the circle that you're making now. Big circles, nice and slow, the other way. Beautiful. And then we'll find a nice neutral chin somewhere in the middle there. Hands forward, cross the ankles, sit over those feet, and we're going to come onto our back. So coming all the way down onto the floor. So once again, yoga is a princess and the pea situation. So if your blanket is the wrong way, or there's a fold, or it's not working, I encourage you to fix it. So I just changed the direction of my blanket so it supports my hips and my shoulders. You can also use your blanket as a pillow. That's always nice. And here we can gently pick the hips up and sort of scoot that tailbone underneath you, and that helps you lengthen the shoulders away from the hips again for a nice long spine. Feet on the floor, knees out for nice support through the low back. Take a breath in and out. We're going to take happy baby. So grabbing the outside edge of the left foot with the left hand, and then grabbing the outside edge of the right foot with the right hand. We can work to pull our thighs towards the floor next to us on either side. Rocking sometimes feels really good here and also kind of fun. Maybe stillness is what you need today. Just taking happy baby. Gently pressing your hands into the feet into the hands, creating a nice circuit of energy, a closed circuit. Beautiful. All right, we're going to release our feet back down to the floor. Take your arms up overhead and drop your knees from left to right. So just a full body, all over stretch. I call this stretching like a cat in the sun. Taking any movements that feel helpful and useful and necessary for you here at the end of class. And we're going to close in Shavasana. So take the legs in front of you, the arms alongside the body. Maybe taking your blanket and wrapping yourself up in a blanket like a cocoon. And melting into a Shavasana, corpse pose. If you've got candles or fragrances going, incense lit, enjoy the smells of the room. It's always a nice way to help create our corner of peace in our room, in our home. And then continuing to cultivate a place of peace in your body and your mind. Finding stillness in the body and the mind. Letting go of trying, letting go of effort in every way. Through the muscles and the joints, through thoughts going through the head. Letting go and letting the floor hold you and support you completely. And let your body become dense and heavy. And feel the lightness of the air around you. Continue to let the breath flow easy and naturally and gracefully. Let the skin of the face be soft. And begin to deepen your breath, filling up the body with a nice and big inhale and a nice and big audible exhale. Let it go. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. Lick the lips, the teeth, and the gums. And then gently draw your head from side to side. And we'll roll to the right side of our body, resting our head on our arm like a pillow. Rolling over and enjoying the last few moments of class here, hugging yourself in close. Whatever lovely feelings you're having, hold those close to your heart. And as you come to sit upright, bring this peace and this calmness with you. Let the head be heavy as you rise, and come to find a comfortable seated posture once again. Finding a tall spine, noticing how you feel after practicing, noticing how the breath flows, perhaps a little bit more freely. Maybe we feel a little bit lighter, a little bit taller. And taking a nice, deep, long moment of gratitude for taking the time out of your day today to treat yourself to a little TLC, a little extra care and love, a little preventative medicine for body, mind, and soul. Bringing the hands to prayer at heart center, remind yourself of any intentions or dedications that you set one last time. And I hope you can carry this peace with you throughout the rest of your day today. Bowing our heads in gratitude. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a lovely rest of your day.